This is Stix. Stix had a job. A perfectly average, soul-quietly draining job that paid just enough to stop him from quitting. And one night, late, tired, slightly unhinged from exhaustion, Stix bought a machine off the internet. Then another one. Then 3 more. Buy machine number 3, and Stix needs you to stay for machine number 3. Everything changed. Not a little. Completely. This is that story, and somewhere inside it is yours. For years, Stix did what everyone said to do. Show up, work hard, save what's left. The problem was nothing was ever left. Every month the money arrived. Every month the money disappeared. And the gap between where Stix was and where he wanted to be never seemed to close. So one night, very late, with the kind of desperation that only hits after 11 p.m., Stix typed into his laptop, "How to make money from home." What followed was 37 minutes of absolute nonsense, crypto schemes, a man on a yacht explaining passive income while clearly on a yacht. And then, buried under all of it, Stix found something different. Not a course, not a program, not a community with a monthly fee. A machine. A real, physical, actual machine. That ships to your door, that you set up at home. That makes things people want to buy. Stix was skeptical. Stix was also completely broke, so Stix bought the machine. Machine 1, the print shop in a box. Sublimation DTF printer. Stix did not know what sublimation was when he ordered the printer. He looked it up after it arrived. In the driveway, while the delivery driver was still leaving. Sublimation printing is a process where heat transfers ink permanently into fabric or coated surfaces. Mugs, t-shirts, tote bags, phone cases, mouse pads. The image bonds into the material. It doesn't crack, peel, or wash off. The machine costs between $300 and $600 for a solid beginner setup. Add blanks, the mugs, shirts, and surfaces you print on, and you're looking at a total startup of around $400 to $800. Here's what nobody tells you about this machine. The margins are wild. A blank mug costs about $2. A custom printed mug sells for $15 to $25 on Etsy, at markets, or direct to customers. That is a 10 to 12 times markup on a product that takes 4 minutes to make. T-shirts, tote bags, baby onesies, matching family sets, personalized gifts for every holiday that has ever existed. Best for anyone creative who wants a low-cost physical product business they can run from a spare room, garage, or kitchen table. Stix's first sale was to his cousin. His cousin did not ask for a mug. Stix made one anyway with his cousin's face on it and charged $12. His cousin paid, out of pity probably, but the sale was real. The money hit the account. Business has begun, but a printer that makes things is only the beginning. The next machine doesn't just print on things, it cuts through them, carves them, engraves them. And it turns out, people will pay an amount of money for personalized wooden items that should probably concern everyone. Machine 2, the silent salesperson. Laser engraver, a cutting machine. After the printer started bringing in consistent small orders, Stix felt something unfamiliar. Momentum. He reinvested a portion of his mug profits, which is a sentence he genuinely could not have imagined saying 6 months earlier, and bought a laser engraver. Machines like the Xtool D1 Pro or the Glowforge start around $400 and go up to $200 depending on power and features. What do? They engrave and cut with a laser beam. Wood, acrylic, leather, slate, glass. Precisely, repeatedly, beautifully. And this is where it gets interesting. The market for personalized laser-engraved products is enormous and it does not slow down. Wedding gifts, anniversary presents, pet memorial plaques, custom cutting boards, personalized keychains, corporate awards. A plain wooden cutting board costs $8. Engraved with a couple's name and wedding date, it sells for $45 to $75 on Etsy to strangers who found it at 2 a.m. while planning a wedding they are already stressed about. Stix discovered that people will pay a genuinely surprising amount of money to have their dog's name engraved on a piece of wood. $42, Biscuit's owner did not hesitate. Best for someone who wants higher ticket products, loves detail work, and wants to tap into the wedding, gift, and memorial market, which is recession-resistant and emotionally driven. 2 machines, 2 income streams. Stix is now officially a person who owns business equipment, but both machines require Stix to be present, to make things, to fulfill orders. Machine 3 is where that changes entirely. Machine 3 is where Stix stops selling his time and starts selling a location. Machine 3, the one that changed everything. Commercial vending machine. Stix was fulfilling a cutting board order at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday when it hit him. He was still trading time for money, nicer money, more money, but still. Every dollar required him to show up and do something. He started researching vending machines that night. Not the small countertop kind, commercial vending machines, full-size snack and drink units that you place in a location and that sell on their own. Every hour, every day, whether Stix is awake or not. A quality used commercial vending machine costs between $1,200 and $3,500. New units run $3,000 to $6,000. You negotiate a placement location, an office building, a gym, a laundromat, a warehouse, often for free or a small revenue share. You stock it. You check it once or twice a week. You collect the money. Here's what nobody tells you about this machine. A single well-placed vending machine in a busy location can generate $300 to $800 per month in net profit after restocking costs. 2 machines doubles that. 5 machines and you have replaced a part-time job with a machine that works holidays, nights, and weekends without complaint. But this is where most people quit. They overthink the location. The first location does not need to be perfect. It needs to exist. You learn everything from the first one. It just made money, while Stix was standing there doing nothing. This is what they meant. Best for anyone ready to move from active income to passive income. Requires upfront capital and some location legwork, but once placed, it runs on its own. This was the machine that rewired how Stix thought about money, not just earning it, positioning it. Machine 4 brought the energy back. Because Machine 4 is for people who love making things and have finally figured out how to make the internet sell those things while they eat breakfast. Machine 4, the Content Factory. Vinyl cutter, your Cricut-style machine. Riding the quiet confidence of the vending machine, Stix made a move he had been sitting on for a while. He bought a vinyl cutting machine. Machines like the Cricut Maker, Silhouette Cameo, or similar cutters range from $200 to $400. They cut precision shapes from vinyl, heat transfer film, paper, and specialty materials. What can you make? Stickers, wall decals, custom t-shirt graphics, car decals, laptop skins, business signage, seasonal home decor, personalized tumblers using heat transfer vinyl. And this is where it gets interesting. Stickers are one of the highest margin physical products on the planet. A sheet of printed vinyl costs pennies. A custom sticker pack sells for $5 to $15. At Volume, and Etsy, TikTok Shop, and local markets create volume, this compounds quickly. Custom merch for small businesses, sports teams, schools, and events is a consistent local market that most people completely ignore because they assume it requires a print shop. It does not. It requires a $300 machine and a dining room table. Stix made $47 in sticker sales before finishing his coffee one morning. He found this unreasonably satisfying. He still does. Best for creative people who want to sell digital to physical products online, at markets, or to local businesses with low overhead and high margins. One machine left, Stix's biggest bet, and the one that opened doors he didn't even know existed. Machine 5, the big bet. 3D printer. Stix did not buy the 3D printer impulsively. He researched it for 3 weeks, watched every video, read every forum, questioned every life decision. Then he bought it. A solid entry-level 3D printer, like the Bamboo Lab A1 Mini or Creality Ender series, costs between $200 and $500. Mid-range professional units run $500 to $1,500. What can you make? Custom products, replacement parts, prototypes, figurines, organizational tools, display stands, cosplay props, jewelry molds, phone accessories, home decor. Here's what nobody tells you about this machine. 3D printing is not just a hobby machine anymore. Local businesses, dentists, architects, real estate agents, contractors regularly need custom parts, display models, and branded items. Most of them have no idea how easy and affordable 3D printing has become. Showing up with a printer and a portfolio is a business conversation. Designers sell digital STL files, the blueprints for 3D printed objects, on platforms like Cults 3D and My Mini Factory. Stix discovered he could sell the same digital file an unlimited number of times with zero additional production cost. That was a new kind of interesting. Stix printed Stix. Stix is fine with this. Best for technically curious people who want to create unique physical products, tap into digital file sales, or offer local custom manufacturing services. Total startup summary. Here is what all 5 machines cost to get started. Machine 1, sublimation printer, $400, $800. Machine 2, laser engraver, $400 when $200. Machine 3, vending machine, $1,200, $3,500. Machine 4, vinyl cutter, $200, $400. Machine 5, 3D printer, $200, $500. Total realistic startup range, $2,400, $6,400. And the realistic combined monthly income potential across all 5, once each is established and running, $2,000 to $6,000 plus per month. Not a salary, not a promise. A range built from real operators running real machines out of real homes. Here is what Stix wants you to actually take from this. It was never about the machines. The machines are just tools. You could give the same 5 machines to 2 different people and get 2 completely different outcomes, because the machine is never the deciding factor. The decision to start is, machine 1 is always the hardest. Not because it is complicated, because it is unfamiliar. Because it requires doing something before you feel ready, before you have all the answers, before the timing is perfect. The timing will never be perfect. But here is what Stix knows now that he did not know when he was staring at that laptop late at night, slightly desperate and mostly confused. Every machine after the first one gets easier, not because the machines get simpler, because you get bolder. Confidence compounds the same way money does, slowly at first, then faster than you expect, then in ways you didn't plan for. Stix started with a mug his cousin didn't ask for. He ended up with 5 machines and a miniature version of himself made of plastic. Somewhere between those 2 things, Stix figured it out. You will too.